Hello again, how are you doing? Welcome to the hotspot again. My name is Webb and glad you're here with us. Now, guess what? The news coming through from Manchester United lately is so exciting. I will tell you why. Now, the latest that has come through is that apparently our incoming man in charge of football matters, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, has teamed up with a fellow knighted man in football, Sir Alex Ferguson. Apparently, he's contemplating giving him a call to try and get some advice on what to do, how to approach this whole semi-takeover of Manchester United. And yeah, it feels good knowing that, of course, Sir Jim is trying to look for the right people, the people who are big at this club, respect these legends at the club, and try to talk to them. And, he's trying to get them along to back him. And it's a good thing. It's a smart thing to do, honestly, because right now, if you do after the death of Sir Bobby Charlton, he knows well that the next greatest person to be affiliated to Manchester United is Sir Alex Ferguson. And if you want to do anything, if you do want to have an impact and be loved and trusted, you've got to talk and involve Sir Alex Ferguson in whatever you're doing. And I credit him for that, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And it is said his role, he wants to talk to him to try and advise him on, the new sporting director role, the direction they should take as, the next course of action, and where they should take the football at Manchester United. What direction should they be taking? Those are the things we'll be talking about and, trying to consult, which is a good thing. But, and of course, considering the time is coming at, and again, Sir Alex Ferguson is an ambassador of the club. He's the true, epitomizes what Manchester United is all about. No qualms about it. Here is my only disquiet with this. Whereas I love Sir Alex Ferguson and I respect him, I feel like it is high time Manchester United got out of the shadows of Sir Alex Ferguson. I feel like his presence is also a bit limiting to some people who come to do things at United, managers and what have you. I feel like he's so huge a figure that his presence there will always bully and intimidate people. And if he's the kind of opinionated character that we saw, for example, in the David Beckham documentary, even the players who played under him all speak this about him. He wants things to be done his way. He has always had this level of control of Man United. He wants things to be done his way, and he's still there. For as long as he's still there and he's involved in issues to do with running the club, it is all going to still be under his shadows. And obviously, no one can do it like him. So for me, I'm not sure how much detail or influence Alex Ferguson will still has at United in terms of what he can decide and impact on what goes on and stuff. But I'm not so excited about the idea that a new man who is coming to mark a new dawn at Manchester United is still having to first call Sir Alex Ferguson for advice. Yes, you can talk to him because he has been there. It's only normal, really. And I'm not saying you shouldn't call him, but I hope that Sir Alex Ferguson's involvement with whatever Sir Jim Ratcliffe is trying to do is not really that much. I think we need to see a United completely out of Sir Alex Ferguson. I think we need to see that because the football Sir Alex Ferguson, we see right now, we still play and struggle to win games. The last minute come from behind and people are excited because this is the United we love. We are still thinking of United under the lens of Sir Alex Ferguson, through the lens of Sir Alex Ferguson. Now, for me, I feel that that is making it so difficult for these managers to come and be their own men, to do their own thing, to make their own mistakes, to create their own identity, to build their own new thing. Take an example of Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. Arsene Wenger was at Arsenal for almost as long as Sir Alex Ferguson was at Man United. Of course, I know that Sir Alex was a few years, stayed for a few years longer at Man United than Arsene Wenger did at Arsenal. But what I'm saying is, Arsene Wenger is the Sir Alex Ferguson of Arsenal. Now, you see how Arsene Wenger, when he retired and left Arsenal, yes, perhaps from a distance he will be involved and he will once in a while come by and pass around. He's not as involved in matters to do with football at Arsenal as Sir Alex Ferguson is. Is he still is at United? Is Arsene Wenger still respected at Arsenal as a legend? Does his opinion still matter? Obviously, it always will. But he's not so close because Mikel Arteta there is no way Mikel Arteta would function with Sir Alex, with Arsene Wenger there closely monitoring in the stands every weekend. Every day is there in the stands watching. Every time fans, when you lose a game, fans look at him. It doesn't, for me, seem to sit well. It wouldn't sit well with me if I was a manager, to be honest. If I was the one in charge of Man United, I want to be given the space to do my job without being monitored directly, or being influenced by the greatest guy, the greatest manager in English football. That comes with a lot of pressure to any manager. So for me, I'm not too excited. I love the fact, and again, like I said, I love the fact that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is doing the noble thing, respectful thing, the respectable thing of contacting Sir Alex. But I won't be so excited if their conversations are so deep in terms of Sir Alex Ferguson contributing to the direction that Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to take us through or in. So for me, that's my honest opinion. It's not. It doesn't really sit well with me. I think Sir Alex Ferguson has got to let go of this club. He's retired. He's aged. I think he's got to just chill and relax. This is the story. Of course, I'm reading this from Daily Mail. Of course, there are so many other sources that have written this story, that Ratcliffe will seek advice from legendary boss Sir Alex Ferguson as he plans radical overhaul of Manchester United football operations after his £1.3 billion buyout, with 5 names in the running to become sporting director. So he wants Ferguson to advise him on who to become sporting director. Of course, they have mentioned a couple of names, and it seems Dougie Freedman, who is the current sporting director at Crystal Palace, is the one favoured apparently by Sir Alex Ferguson, according to certain reports we are reading. But of course, we know Paul Mitchell, who is a front runner as well, the former guy from Monaco, Milton Keynes, Southampton and Spurs. Then a couple of other guys that are being mentioned. I think there is someone from Atletico Madrid and a few others. But regardless, and it doesn't matter who they're pointing at, for me, I'm not so excited by the idea of Sir Alex Ferguson again being the one they have to consult from. I think they can still do things through the Ferguson. When he left, his chosen one was David Moyes. We saw what David Moyes did. And I'm sure he had a lot to say in every other manager that followed after David Moyes at Manchester United since he left. Still, it's not working. Could it be part of the reasons why? Because this great guy is still there. All these managers of today idolize Sir Alex Ferguson. So it cannot be easy for them to work when he's there, when he's the one calling the shots. When will someone feel like they're an independent manager? They are their own man, the way Mikel Arteta is. Sir Alex Ferguson was given that independence when he took over in '86. He was given complete independence. Complete independence. Arsene Wenger at Arsenal did his own thing when he came in at Arsenal. I feel all the greatest managers need to be given that space to be their own men. Whereas, yes, Sir Alex Ferguson will always be respected as an ambassador of the club. I feel he should not be involved in the decisions and all to do with the football, because he's a bully. His character alone is a disorganization to anyone. That's my honest opinion. Let me know what you think. Are you so excited about the idea of Sir Jim Ratcliffe making a call to Sir Alex Ferguson? Give me an opinion. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. I'll catch you later.